Hey guys, welcome back to Small Screen Shakedown. Today we'll talk about the disgusting dark past of Dan Schneider, Part 3. Let's head into it. What we already know. For the past 2 decades, Schneider has been Nick's top creator and showrunner of live-action comedy hits. In part, he's credited with discovering young actresses such as Ariana Grande, Amanda Bynes, Jamie Lynn Spears, and Victoria Justice, who were cast as his series leads. But along with all of his success, Schneider has been under a cloud of suspicion for years over the treatment of some of his show's youngest stars. His tweeted photographs of the toes of his young female actresses are among the things that have raised eyebrows. In addition, Schneider's shows have had problems with bloated budgets and long production days. We already talked about these topics in the last couple of videos. If he wants to have a foot fetish on his own time, fine, whatever. But these are kids, and it's pretty weird. So while the other stuff isn't officially confirmed yet, and we can only assume that these things are potentially true, this part is definitely weird, and it proves how disgusting Dan Schneider potentially is. But although this started to get attention only a few years ago, it goes back much further. In fact, all the way back to 2011, Anonymous already started to expose the disgusting past of Dan Schneider. What Anonymous found out. Want to hear something creepy? Way back in 2011, the hacktivist group Anonymous released a video in which they announced that they were going to war with Nickelodeon's Dan Schneider because they had reasons to believe that he was sexually abusing the children on his show. This declaration from Anonymous was from all the way back in 2011, long before the idea of a ring of pedophiles lurking in Hollywood was even suspected by the public. To give you an idea of pop culture back then, 2011 was the year of Charlie Sheen's monumental public breakdown and subsequent firing from the hit show 2.5 Men. Looking back in hindsight, it's as clear as day that Hollywood was filled with problems, including the sexual abuse of minors. How Dan Schneider abused his power at Nickelodeon. But back to Dan Schneider and Anonymous's accusations of child abuse in 2011. What was the cause of concern that informed the hacktivist group about the possibility of abuse at Nickelodeon behind the scenes? We already discussed his strange obsession with the feet of children. If it wasn't creepy enough to ask kids to send pictures of their feet, Dan Schneider also wrote a bunch of weird and inappropriate situations for the child actors on his show. In his show Victorious, there are so many sexualized high school scenes. Take a look at this clip where the main character was made into a sandwich, played by Victoria Justice, where she was the meat inside a hamburger. Then there's also that really inappropriate clip from the Amanda shows Behind the Scenes, where Schneider is with Amanda Bynes in a hot tub. As you may recall, Amanda Bynes had a high-profile public breakdown and accused her father of abusing her sexually. She later retracted that statement, but it makes us wonder if instead of her biological father, the sexual abuse was from a father figure. Then there was Jamie Lynn Spears, the younger sister of Britney Spears, the star of Zoey 101, who at the age of 16 ended up having a baby. But the worst and most egregious of Dan Schneider's on-screen sexualization and exploitation of a minor was Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande, exploited, broken, and damaged from her time at Nickelodeon. Poor Ariana. I can't understand why someone would want to be associated with it. They were already broken up in Ariana's defense by the time he made that joke. The issue, however, is how she was drawn to a man who, to begin with, had these dark thoughts. The accusations against Dan Schneider and the potential abuse of the child stars on his shows, of course, are mostly speculation. These speculations, however, are not unfounded if you take a moment to think about what happened to Schneider's shows in the personal lives of child stars. Why do so many of them end up with dysfunctional lives as troubled adults? Is it simply the nature of show business that child actors are doomed to grow up in life with a multitude of problems? Conclusion. Sadly, Nickelodeon isn't the only network to blame for turning out some pretty messed up kids. Nickelodeon's main competitor, Disney, hasn't had a much better track record. Several Disney stars from the same generation have had public meltdowns or simply gone off the deep end. It seems like the sexualization and abuse of children might be an industry-wide problem, with Nickelodeon as just one example of many. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.